Wednesday, June 29th, 2022, and there's so much going on. It's kind of hard to react to all of it. The Supreme Court is fucking us left, right, and center. Um, it, Apparently, there was some gun legislation that was passed, but I don't know. But I let's take a minute to talk about Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony yesterday to the January 6th Commission, because what's interesting about this whole thing is that journalists and pundits keep saying about how much information is coming out, and most of it has been stuff we already knew. Um, it's just people are saying it under oath, and occasionally we get some details here and there that sort of color in some of the stuff, the pressure that he put on election officials and all that kind of stuff. But yesterday's was uh, was different in that it actually did give more information. Again, it doesn't. None of it's surprising, but some of it's kind of hilarious. I mean, the fact that we now have a witness saying, of course, he and his team knew that his supporters were armed. They knew that they were going to take those weapons to the Capitol. They knew, and the fact that he really, really wanted to go to the Capitol building, but they can't rely on that whole, it got out of hand, the crowd took it the wrong way, blah, blah, blah. Because we're finally getting some testimony that's showing this is what they intended, this is what he wanted, he enjoyed what they did. And I'm hoping we get some more. Again, none of it means anything if the Department of Justice doesn't do anything. But seizing John Eastman's phones is a good start. And at least an indication that they're doing something. But if they don't go after Trump, they're morons. Spineless, that's what I'll say. But the stuff yesterday, the scene that she depicts in the Beast, the presidential limo, it's like some sort of bad villain Keystone Cop kind of comic book, just parody. Him from the backseat of the Beast yelling, "I'm the fucking president, take me to the Capitol," while trying to lunge for the steering wheel, which I like. That's a giant car, and he's an enormously fat man. There's no way he would be able to reach across there with his tiny little hands and get them on the steering wheel. And then being blocked from that, going for the throat of the lead of his Secret Service detail, like just that whole scene is comedy. Of course, now that the Secret Service is saying that he didn't take the steering wheel and he didn't assault an officer. It doesn't mean he didn't try to do either of those things, but they're willing to testify, they say. So if that's the case, let him testify. Who gives a shit about whether he actually got his tiny little hands on the steering wheel or not, or his tiny little hands, towards the neck of a Secret Service? I mean, it does matter, but it really doesn't matter. That's not the point. But if you're going to get Secret Service under oath, that incident doesn't really matter. Talk about all the other shit they heard, because they probably, I mean, they're there, they have to be around, so they must know what he was told, how he reacted, and so they would have firsthand accounts of what was going on in the Oval Office that day and the days leading up to it. So sure, get the Secret Service to testify, but they can't have immunity from all the things that they know. I hate it when the news does this, by the way. Of course, she's a disgruntled employee, blah, blah, blah. She's still like total, MAGA hat. She did this, because she was forced to, because, she had 5 interviews with the January 6th committee before they got her on TV. And she had to change lawyers in between. And like, she finally told them the story, like told them the full truth. after trying to hide it for so long. So, you know, she's no hero, but you know, at least it was someone close to the action telling us what was going on. But I have to say, um, the funniest part to me is the you know, the fact that his own administrative staff was, you know, cleaning ketchup off the walls because he, you know, had a fit and threw his hamburger um, in the dining room, and apparently, you know, did that all the time, um, whipping food around, throwing up tablecloths, and you know, scattering the contents all over the, you know, the Real Housewives drama of it all. It sounds like that White House would have just been fucking chaos all the time, which I guess would make sense when you're letting Madman lead the free world, which I can't believe we allowed for 4 years, and aren't even trying to prevent it from happening again. But anyway, yeah, thanks, Cassidy, for the for all the food throwing, ketchup cleaning memes that are going to come out of this trial.